Hello, man. Two reasons to go get that passport. The woman in that other country, they're fit. Did I mention they're in shape? One more time. They're in shape. And they submit. And they listen. And they don't talk back. Highly unlikely you'll see them on here have a OnlyFans. Get your passport, boys. The woman submit. Yeah. That's all I wanted to say. Get your passport.
So this might actually be a positive story, and this is coming from digitaljournal.com. Passport bros and blue book gentlemen are on the rise, making a positive impact through travel and art. Passport Bros right there. It says Passport Bros LLC is thrilled to announce its official recent launch, signifying a pivotal moment in the continued evolution of the manosphere within the areas of mental health and suicide prevention, self-esteem, health and fitness, child support resources, men's charitable organizations, and building self-development through international travel. As the first official Passport Bros company, it proudly serves as a comprehensive resource repository dedicated to helping and inspiring men from all backgrounds and all walks of life. The Passport Bros movement has often been misunderstood, misrepresented, and miscast simply as dissatisfied American men exploring international dating. This perception is not only narrow, but fundamentally erroneous. The movement boasts a richness of complexity and diversity with a multitude of variations within this dynamic social grouping of men. The term Passport Bros, for the most part, is an umbrella term that describes an incredible range of confident, driven, intelligent, self-sufficient men from all walks of life that include service, military men from all branches of the military, divorcees, digital nomads, expats, spiritual seekers, backpackers, adventurers, entrepreneurs, seasonal socialite globetrotters, international businessmen that spend wait a minute. I think they should have said and international businessmen or international businessmen that spend a vast amount of time traveling abroad, men seeking peace, appreciation, kindness, understanding, love, and respect. Look at this shit. This is like a long run-on sentence. And respect men healing from life-altering experiencing and past traumas, as well as a multitude of travel-loving men with disposable income. Why can't we just say Passport Bros are black men traveling abroad looking for relationships and marriage? Why can't we just say that? You give me this definition. This definition's a half a mile long. It's like, this is the reason why I'm going to stick to my definition. My definition is Passport Bros are black men who are getting their passports, traveling abroad, seeking relationships and marriage. How about we just keep it that simple? Or at least I'm going to keep it that simple. Okay. For many of the movement's critics, somehow, the thought of men choosing to take themselves as well as their financial resources abroad to seek a better quality of life is being miscategorized as somehow anti-Western or anti-women. And nothing could be further from the truth. All right, here's where I disagree. Let's read that sentence over again. It says, for many of the movement's critics, somehow the thought of men choosing to take themselves as well as their financial resources abroad to seek a better quality of life is being miscategorized as somehow anti-Western or anti-women. I absolutely believe that it is anti-Western and anti-women. For the most part, these men have all openly stated that one of the reasons why they're doing this is specifically because they're looking for traditional relationships, traditional marriage. If Western culture is not giving them that, then what they're doing is absolutely against the West. Now, you can try to cover it up and you can try to misword it and reword it and this, that, and other, but as far as I'm concerned, no. What you're witnessing is the final solution. The Passport Bros are the final solution to the gender war. The gender war basically entails that women are independent. All the ladies, independent. I'm not going to sing right now. But the gender war basically entitles them as being independent and able to do whatever they want. The Passport Bros are basically like, okay, fine. You want to do whatever you want? Go do it without me. Go do it without my wallet. Go do it without my resources. So you go do your thing over there, and I'm going to get my passport. I'm going to fly over here, and I'm going to get what I get. So what they hadn't expected, however, was that we were going to get hit by a stagflationary recession. They thought that the Joe Biden administration was going to be peaches and cream. What they couldn't have possibly expected was that we were going to have a war between Russia and Ukraine, which has basically allowed the Federal Reserve to have an excuse to raise interest rates. They had no idea that cost of living was going to skyrocket along with those interest rates. They had no idea that cost of living was going to skyrocket behind those interest rates. It's funny because since most of these people haven't taken economics, most of these people haven't taken civics, they don't understand what recession is. They don't understand what stagflation is. They don't understand what inflation is. Now, however, they're feeling it. They understand when they can't so quickly pull out their credit card and use it because they're afraid of the monthly payments on that credit card. They understand what it means to have student loans hanging around your neck like an albatross. They understand that. They don't know the terms, or they haven't looked up the terms, or they can't internalize the terms, but now they're feeling it. What normally should have happened is they should have, in their 20s, and it's funny because I was just having this conversation with one of my cousins. In their 20s, they should have been settling down, marrying, and having children. Early 20s, mid 20s, late 20s, whatever. But because they're so determined to chase the bag, they're determined to go to these high expense schools, spend top dollar getting these degrees. And by the time they turn around and they're ready to settle down, now they're 40 and 50 years old. Or they're late 30s, early 40s. Here's the problem, though. The same men who either went to trade schools or the same men that went to schools with them, they're like, wait a minute, I don't want to settle down with you. I want somebody younger. So what do? They get their passport and they leave. So the reality is, the passport bros is the final solution. Because there's been lots of solutions offered by the manosphere. Most of them have not been really worth the paper they're printed on. But the passport bros is the final solution. So understand something. This is summer 2023. There are passport bros right now, got their passports in the mail. These guys are already overseas right now. In fact, I was reading something that was saying Dominican Republic right now is experiencing more flights than they've experienced ever before. These guys are going down to DR. There's flights going over to Brazil, Colombia. There's flights going to Cartagena. There's flights going to Asia, Southeast Asia, Thailand, and Philippines specifically. Vietnam, Cambodia. Passport bros are all over the world. So the issue is, this is a movement which, oddly enough, is going to continue to grow and grow and grow. Because these guys got these passports, right? A passport lasts, from what I remember, it's either 10 years or 11 years, right? Because I just got my passport renewed. Every time you get it renewed, it's like a decade at least that this thing lasts, right? You think that these dudes are just going to do this passport bro thing last year and this year? Of course not. They're going to be good. They're going to keep going. They're going to keep going until they find what they want. Some of them have hit one or two countries and they find somebody and they're interested in settling down with that person. They settle down with that person. Some of these dudes, it may take them longer. Some of these dudes may take 2 years, 3 years. But bottom line is, especially for the younger dudes, these younger dudes, they're going to be, them passports, man, they're going to put them fire. Them passports are going to be on fire. They're going to be using these passports like you ain't seen passports used before. They're gonna be traveling like sailors, like they in the Navy. So this is only just begun. The reason, and let me say this is like some people try to, because on TikTok they try to insult you, and they try to come up with all these excuses and reasons and this, that, and that. Like they were saying, oh yeah, you don't have your passport. I had my passport since I was 2, blah, 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 blah. Well, yeah, a lot of people have had their passport already simply because their parents have traveled and taken them with them outside the country. There are also a lot of people who are foreigners who have traveled here and they've come from other countries to be here. But The reason why men mostly didn't have passports in the past is because the men had wives and families here. They didn't need a passport. But what liberal feminism has created is a situation where men are disgusted with their options here. So men are now realizing that they have options globally, worldwide, internationally. And these men are exploring their options. It's just that simple. So these TikTok strags, at this point, I've seen a lot of them basically giving up. They're getting tired because the more they attack the passport bros, the more they get attacked back. And they get made to look like fools in these stitches and these videos. They get made to look like fools. And at a certain point, they just get tired. So at this point, they're running out of steam. Passport bros are gaining traction. These strags are running out of steam. The shame, blame, and explain language that they've been using, they're running out of energy. They're like a Tesla that hasn't been charged in 3 or 4 days. They're running out of power. And they're just losing. They've lost. They're losing. So it says, as a company created by Passport Bros LLC stands poised to guide and inspire individuals in navigating this transformative trend. With a deep understanding of the societal sea change, the company recognizes the broader implications of this rapid growing social movement. With serious issues plaguing the American landscape, weekly mass shootings, a highly biased family court system, questionable paternity issues, the ridiculous rise in cost of living, nationwide rising racial tensions, and numerous growing economic uncertainties for a better quality of life. Much more than simply dating overseas, this movement reflects the valid concerns of millions of men across America and the Western Hemisphere at large. So it goes on to say, at Passport Bros LLC, the gravity of this movement is fully understood, and the company's vision extends beyond just catering solely to the Passport Bros community. So I see they're trying to use other terms like blue book gentleman philosophy. It says, in men that are seeking liberation from Western society's declining social infrastructure, the company champions the transformative power of travel and the growth experienced through the embrace of the unfamiliar. Is there anything else important here? Something says some shit about NFTs. I don't even want to really read that because I thought by now we realize that NFTs ain't shit, but you know what? I'll leave the link and you can read this part for yourself. It says a portion of the NFT. So they're doing NFT sales, I think, to raise money or something. I don't even feel like reading it. And it keeps on going about NFTs. It keeps going about Picasso NFT or something. Let's see. Unique creations, something about it. I don't feel like reading that. All right, so it says Passport Bros LLC is more than a company. It's a community, a movement, a transformative safe space for men. Through the implementation of several current projects and collaborations within the hospitality, tourism, and travel industry, the platform aims to foster open dialogue and shared experiences, enriching the global Passport Bros conversation, aid in helping men, as well as working internationally with foreign businesses, countries seeking post-pandemic economic revitalization. Overall, the company seeks to provide an environment for essential discussion on issues affecting men, physical, financial, and everything else in between, enabling connections between Passport Bros, digital nomads, blue book gentlemen, and men from all around the world. Join Passport Bros LLC in this exciting journey as they explore challenges, celebrate victories, and shed light on personal evolutions within the modern male landscape. Together, the community as well as the growing movement is shaping the future narrative of masculinity, one passport stamp at a time. And then it goes on to say about Passport Bros LLC. It's a leading-edge company dedicated to inspiring and helping men with years of personal experience in international travel. The company acts as a guide for individuals navigating the diverse, evolving manosphere. The goal is to create a robust, inclusive community that promotes healthy dialogue and shared experiences while empowering men to shape the future narrative of masculinity globally. So, this is the information that has been left. The contact person is Chase P. Taylor. The company name is Passport Bros LLC. They have an email there, and they have a phone number. They have It's based in the United States. Let's take a look at the website right here. So this is the official Passport Bros website. Why is it? Okay, let's look at this Blue Book Gentleman. So yeah, okay, so they got this whole thing about grooming and what is this? Got some pictures here: men's fashion and style, cigars and whiskey, wealth management, investing in property overseas. All right, so they've got a fully fleshed out website here, action steps and such and such. So yeah, this is actually very, very, very interesting because as you can see, the Passport Bros, this movement is growing. Not only do they have this website, but there's also a Passport Bros app, as far as I know. See, they got this American Passport t-shirt, Passport Bros t-shirts, Republic of Singapore, really? Filipinas Passport Day. Okay. And Lenny Kravitz coined the essence of his rapidly growing modern movement way back in 1998 with his hit American Woman, Stay Away From Me. Yeah. Okay, so they've got a pretty fleshed out site. Right here, as you can see, if you go on their website, there's contact information, questions, and comments. So you got first name, last name, enter your email, enter the subject, and then your message. And then there's a mailing list if you're interested in joining all that. So yeah, this is slowly going from being a decentralized, unorganized movement. It's going from being organic to being centralized and organized. That's very, very interesting. So if you have a chance and you are interested in joining Passport Bros, well, they have a mailing list, as you can see, and all you have to do is go to the official Passport Bro website. So this is happening. And they have some stuff to buy here. They got some passport bags, $150 for lifestyle, the academic and track bag, or travel bag, I should say. They have some new arrival bags here for Passport Bros. So this is very, very interesting. This is very, very interesting. So I wonder how long it'll be till this gets talked about on TikTok by the detractors. I wonder how long it'll be. Picasso series NFTs, huh? So something about NFTs. I pay no attention to that. But it says you could get ahead of the crowd, be among the first ones to get immediately notified when the Picasso series collection opens publicly. Okay. So, this story was published about 11 hours ago, and I probably have been the first to cover it. I'm not sure if anybody else has talked about this yet. But you see what it is, gentlemen. You see what it is. The Passport Bros are the final solution. We are the final solution to the decline in America that we've seen, and this is what it is. So Passport Bros control this summer, 2023. We're going to control next summer, 2024. We're going to control next summer, 2025. So we rule the summer. We're going to rule the winter too, because thanks to the Earth's tilt, 23.5 degrees, when it's winter in the northern hemisphere, it's still summer in the southern hemisphere. So, as close as you get to the equator, you start having summer all year long. And the Passport Bros rule between the Tropic of Capricorn and the Tropic of Cancer. We rule. And it is what it is, guys. We're taking over. We've already, see, here's the funny thing. We've already won. The war is over. We've won. This is it. We've won. Now, this is what winning looks like. So now we've got websites. We got an app. It is guys, we won. We already won. You can give yourself a pat on the back. You won. But we're going to keep on winning. Let me tell you something. We are going to win so much that you're going to get tired of winning. That's how it's going to be. So I don't know if any of the Strags are going to say anything about this website or about the app, because I think by now they know we're serious. But this is what it is, and if you have any questions, comments, you know where to address them.
My dream is to actually move out this country, live in Saudi with the love of my life, have 10 children, and just be a stay-at-home mom. Inshallah, one day.
Let me get this straight. You have been telling men for years that you don't want them, you don't need them, they don't meet your standards, that they don't treat you right. You can pay for your own hair, you can pay for your own nails, you can afford your own home, you can afford your own car, and are good for nothing. You're strong, you're independent. Then you get mad when these men go to another country to actually find a woman that has the qualities that they are looking for in a wife. Make it make sense.
Well, let's just take a quick look at what kind of apps there are for Passport Bros. Well, we have this app right here, Passport Bros Connect. This one looks like it's essential travel tips plus a community with a built-in messenger. Then you have this one, Passport Bros and Filipinas Meet, connecting hearts across Kultu. I'm not sure where that is. I guess that's part of Philippines. I've really only been to Manila. But it says dating tips and advice, building connections with Filipino women. And what else do I see here? Let's visit this app. Okay. Chat, profile, home, podcast. Here's the thing. I really doubt many Filipinos are going to be using the Passport Bros app. And I also noticed something interesting, that it's spelled Passport Bros with a BROZZ. Most Filipinos, a lot of them are on Facebook, but what's interesting is their Facebook is like separated from the American Facebook. There's a lot of stuff that they don't see that's been like cut content from them. But, there's some of them who are on TikTok making those stupid dancing videos where they're dancing in front of the camera like a wet noodle. But meeting them, you can easily meet them on just about any of the social media apps. But the thing to remember is it's like, they have censored content. See, these governments overseas, they don't want their people being turned into morons by these freaking apps. So what they do is they actually flick a switch and they turn some of that stuff off. China specifically. China does it, South Korea does it too. But they refuse to allow their people to be turned into absolute morons. But in America, we're free to become the stupidest we can be. So they allow this stuff. They allow just about everything, on these dumbass apps. What is this? Welcome, Passport Bros Filipinas Meet. Okay, so there's basically two Passport Bros apps. So you see there's this Passport Bro Connect app. And it's got Kwame here. And Kwame looks like, I guess he's looking for flights right now. Let's see, title, Essential Travel Tips. Yeah, I've traveled enough where, me personally, I'm not really looking for any tips. It's like, I only go to countries where I can be pretty much assured that it's going to be 100% safe. They have oppressive governments that keep these people under control. So, I've never had a problem. I've traveled to multiple countries. I've made it back one piece each and every time. Okay, so we've got two different apps there. You can join either one or both. And this is what it is, guys. It's like the Passport Bro. Now, right here, there's just two apps. Now, if there's anybody who's interested in making Passport Bro apps or Blue Book Gentleman apps or whatever, there's plenty of opportunity for you to make an app. Plenty of opportunity. I can't personally think right now of any. Because, see, here's the reality is, me personally, it's like, depending upon where you're traveling, some dudes don't want to really hook up with other dudes. Like, there are some who go on YouTube and they use it as an opportunity to network. But for the most part, some dudes really aren't trying to hook up with other dudes. Like, when I travel, I pretty much travel solo, First of all, if I travel, I'm traveling business class each and every time. So it doesn't really make sense, I hook up with somebody and I'm in business class and you all the way in the back and you're in economy. So that kind of doesn't make sense. Second of all, I may decide. I usually stay in condos, and I usually don't move around too much. Like there's some people, oh yeah, I gotta go here, I gotta go here, I gotta go here, I gotta go here. Nah, I don't do that. I get to a place and I grow roots, and basically what I do is I set up a home base for the most part, for lack of a better term. So once I set up that home base, that pretty much is where I'm going to stay. And usually that base has everything. I've got laundry, I've got pools, I've got malls nearby, public transportation nearby. But I usually grow roots in a specific place. And even if I did leave that place, I maintain those roots. So this way, I always have a home base to return to. But that's just how I think about it. But some people, they bounce all around. Like they go from one country to the next country to the next country to the next country. It's like, I ain't got time for that. But if you're that type of person, you're like one of these socialites, you feel you got to hang out at their bars and you got to hang out at their clubs and everything, and you're trying to network and meet people and all that, yeah, that could work. You could do it that way. No problem. But for the most part, as far as I've seen it, when you go to these other countries, you really don't need that. I mean, if you want that, you can have it, but you really, really don't need it. You know, for the most part, most of these countries that especially the ones that we've talked about most, like Thailand, Philippines, it's like they're welcoming enough where you can go to them and you can pretty much assimilate almost immediately. You could start the assimilation process like immediately. And before you know it, you're meeting somebody, and before you know it, you're dating. You know, it's dating on easy mode. You know, and a lot of the women are really, really anxious to meet the passport bros. So it's like some of these apps, it's like, yeah, these can be very, very helpful for the information and for the community. You know, they tell you where to go and what places to avoid. But for the most part, you know, if you have a sense of adventure and you're going to a place that's relatively stable, you know, you can just figure it out yourself.
I also want to talk about why this mindset that so many Western women have is actually extremely problematic. Because not only are you putting down the men who are going overseas with pure intentions, you're also putting down the women from these other countries solely off of the fact that they were not brought up in a Western culture. Because you're calling them uneducated, you're calling them poor, you're calling them weak, you're calling them vulnerable. You're creating a superiority complex where you are at the top and women from all these other countries are at the bottom. Now let me tell you something. If you were really superior, the men would not be leaving. And you would not be single.
To be continued.